I want to just talk about how tech can support people who are neurodivergent in workplaces. One of the things is, I think, is that being proactive is going to be really important. You have Recite Me, which I think is a really excellent tool, and that is a proactive process to attract talent into your companies as well, so that the application process is accessible and people can read it in a way that if they are dyslexic or English isn't their first language, you've got lots of accessible features. Do you think there are other ways we can be proactive as employers to be inclusive?
Can I just pull back to the point you made there before I answer that question? Is that okay? There's not many studies done of how many people are being missed, or there's not many studies of how many people's skills are being not taken advantage of because they're not using the right technology. Yep. But there's a few areas that they have, and one of the areas is online consumption of information. 83% of people who go to a website where their accessibility need is not met will go to another website. That in turn will create a displaced spending of £14 billion. But it's not the money I'm concentrating on, it's if there's this many people doing something different, just imagine how many people skills could be harnessed and how many people you're potentially missing by not allowing them to have the technology within your organization to meet their true potential. You know, it's phenomenal, and yes, we've got to look at this in a positive way. There's so much potential that we've yet to untap.
You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You never know who doesn't apply for your jobs, who could be your next best salesman, your next best solution, provide the new solutions for your company. If the minute they look at their website, they can't access it. And I think that's really important. I think we lose a lot of people just at that stage, and customers where you're selling goods as well. So I agree.
Can I give you a very, very out there scenario? So let's look at the scenario, and it's an imaginary scenario, okay? Right? Most applications now are online. Yeah. It's what happens in literature, poetry, you know what I mean? It's a beautiful part of the world, and so many people get so much out of the arts and theatre and the likes of that. Imagine if you were applying for a job and it was William Shakespeare, who was dyslexic and couldn't apply for a job at a theatre because he was dyslexic. Imagine how much of you know what I mean, like beautiful literature and art, and we would have missed out if William Shakespeare didn't make it. How many people are potentially getting missed out because they haven't got an accessible recruitment process? So this is what I'm saying, it's untapped potential. We've got to look at the positive. It's untapped potential that's out there.
I think also it goes beyond the application process. So when it comes into the workplace and internal working systems, in intranets and chats, this is also a place where accessibility support and usability support shouldn't just stop at your front door. No. At Recite, we actively discuss, we call it the digital landscape of our customers and their landscape of how they support staff. And, Recite Me is there for the journey to help them throughout everything. And I think, you need to continue to support people in the workplace, not just to attract them, to be able to harness and get the best potential out of their skills. I sort of going back to the question and making sure that, talent is attracted, obtained, but then also allowing them to foster.
And retained. And I think that's absolutely right, because in terms of your accessibility needs, they can change over time because tasks alter, the demands on you alter, the job alters, you alter. So I think that's the thing, that actually retaining talent is very important. And it is about people. It's about what do you need. It's not whether you are or you're not, or you are or you're not, but it is about what do you need and how can we support you. So I agree with you.
All about the individual.
All about the individual.
Certainly is.